Hello everyone and a very good evening to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So I hope you are aware that daily at 7 p.m. we come up with the discussion of today's The Hindu. So if I am audible and visible, just write in the comments, yes sir, you're audible, so that we can start our session. Okay, so what we do is we discuss the important articles of today's The Hindu newspaper as well as editorials, as well as important any other page article, let's say from World page or any other page. We discuss it and I ask some questions also. The reason why I ask question is to ensure that if you are reading the newspaper, whether you are reading it carefully or not. So some question is there to test you also, as well as discussion. Yes, good evening everyone. A lot of people are writing good evening. So let's start with today's The Hindu newspaper. But before that, there's a small announcement. Yes, these are our successful students, a verdict of success for CLAT 2022. You can see it here. And these are our students from NLSUI and ALSAR and all. You can pause the video and watch these. Okay. Now, let's start with today's The Hindu newspaper. I hope you are aware. Here is the time and date. Date you can say. So Tuesday, 19th July 2022. So if you have seen the first page of The Hindu, three important articles were there on the first half of the first page. So the first article actually talked about, amid 99% polling, Murmu bags a few opposition votes. Presidential election held across 31 locations, counting to take place on Thursday. So that is what one article says. Another article is here. It's a judgment, or you can say a Supreme Court's case regarding Mohammed Zubair, an Alt News co-founder. So this was an article, and there was an article here also, which is also very important now, because yes, of course, monkeypox case. We have seen the second monkeypox case, and I hope you are aware that I think 2 or 3 days back in the same The Hindu editorial analysis, we had discussed about the first monkeypox case in India and what are its origin and all. So I'll be discussing about these aspects in detail. So let's start with the first one, that is this article. So before that, there's one question in front of you, and the very reason I'm asking this question is because we discussed this question yesterday, and I still remember one of my students was asking, sir, what is a returning officer? So today I am going to show you that who is the returning officer, what is the work of returning officer and all. So the first question is, who is the returning officer in the recently held presidential election? Your options are Secretary General of Lok Sabha, Secretary General of Rajya Sabha, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Chief Justice of India. These are your options. So recently held presidential election, who is the returning officer? And yes, a lot of people have answered it. Nipun, Anisha, Ashi, Apriti, Vrinda, Smita, Sakshi, Alefia, Yashasvi, Vishal. I cannot take everyone's name. I'm very sorry. Yes, Aradhya, Ashi, Preeti, Rishi, Smita, you all are right. So Secretary General of Rajya Sabha, he is the returning officer in this case, or you can say in this presidential election. His name is Mr. PC Modi, and he is an Indian Revenue Service officer, right? So yes, Anadi, Aditi, very good. You have answered the name also. So now the question is, yes, this was an article. We are discussing this article. And if you see it here, amid 99% polling, Murmu bags a few opposition votes. Here you can see the former Prime Minister of our country, Mr. Manmohan Singh, is voting, and I think he has become very old, and I think he's suffering from a disease also. So that is what the photo was. Okay, now if you see it here, whatever is the important portion of the article, I myself will highlight it. So I have highlighted it here, you can see it here, and here I have made this, that the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha is Mr. PC Modi, or returning officer, and the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha is Mr. PC Modi. Now the question is, what is the job of returning officer? So I will show you an article from the same The Hindu newspaper. This is 2019 article, but the very reason I am showing you is because here is the answer lies here. It is responsible for overseeing the election in a constituency or sometimes in two constituency as directed by Election Commission of India. So whenever we talk about RO, returning officer, in a district level, if there is an election in a constituency, he is the in charge of that election. So generally, if you talk about district level, you must have heard about district magistrate having the power of returning officer and all. Generally, DM and officers like SDO, DM, these are basically the returning officer in these regions. But here we are not talking about one district, we are talking about the entire India. We are talking basically about the presidential election. So the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha was the returning officer. So you can see it here actually. These photos will tell you a lot. So here is, you can see PM Modi, and on the right of him, or you can say, yes, here is actually the presidential candidate of BJP. So she is filing her nomination in front of, so this person who is sitting it here, let me explain with the red color. Yes, this person sitting here, he is actually the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha. So some people were asking, sir, who is the, you can say, returning officer? So he is called as RO. So the presidential candidate files his or her nomination paper to the returning officer. And here the returning officer is this person. His name is Mr. PC Modi. Okay, is it clear? Similarly, you can see here also, this is Mr. Yashwant Sinha. He is actually the presidential candidate from opposition side, right? And he is filing, you can say, nomination paper. You can say this is the nomination paper to the same person, Mr. PC Modi. He is the Indian Revenue Service officer and he is Secretary General of Rajya Sabha. Okay, is it clear? Is this concept clear about, you can say, what is a returning officer? I think it should be crystal clear, right? Okay. Now, let's see. Yes, he was appointed last year, if you see it carefully, November 13th, 2021. PC Modi replaced Ramacharyalu as Rajya Sabha's Secretary General. So, yes, he is an IRS officer. So, he is the returning officer of presidential election. Okay. And yes, here you can see also in the Hindu, also ex-CBDT chief, PC Modi made Rajya Sabha Secretary General. So, this came in the Hindu also, 1982 batch, retired IRS officer. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes, I think people are crystal clear with this. So if you are crystal clear, please press the like button. I'm working very hard to come up with these slides, PPTs and all. So please press the like button. I will be very happy. Yes. Now let's discuss another article. So we have discussed about this one, the election of president. Now we will be discussing about this article. SC asked UP not to take action against Zubair without its nod. So this you don't need to go much in detail. Just have an idea because the case is going on. There is no judgment as such, but yes, Supreme Court has for a time being said to the UP government not to take action against Mohammad Zubair, who is the Alt News co-founder. So just remember it. No need to go much in detail. Yes, Supreme Court has given some oral observation and all. If you are interested, you can read it. So just have an idea about it. Now, yes. Now let's talk about another article. Here we have discussed second monkeypox case in Kerala. So let's discuss about it. Can anyone tell me in the live chat, so monkeypox is a viral disease, bacterial disease, fungal disease, protozoal disease, what is that? We had discussed, I think 2 or 3 days back in the Hindu editorial classes. So hopefully you must be aware of this. Second monkeypox case in Kerala, screen international passengers for signs of infection, ministry says. So we have already seen first case. This is the second case actually. And basically it is a viral disease. I had discussed, I think 2 days back in the Hindu. Yes, Yashasvi, Shreya, Tanishka, you all are right. It's a zoonotic disease. Very good, Vrinda. Anurag. It's a viral zoonotic disease. Of course, it is from virus. And at some places it is written it was originated from Nigeria. But in some, the Hindu article, they were talking about Congo also. Basically, you can remember that its origin is from Africa continent. Okay, that is what you should remember it. Okay, and it is a viral disease, means it is caused by virus. Just remember it and just have an idea. I would suggest after the class is over, go and read on Wikipedia or any WHO website in detail about monkeypox, because since it is a news, they can be asking this question. Okay. So they are spreading and all. Please pray that yes, we should not have any other diseases, because the world has already seen in the last 2 years COVID and all. So many people have already suffered. Okay, let's discuss one more. So this is the first page of the Hindu. The second half or the downside of this So there was an article here, you can see. I hope you are aware of this article. So what happened was a very, very unfortunate incident happened in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh, in which a Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation bus met with an accident and fell into Narmada river. Actually, you can see this, and because of which unfortunately 12 people died. So let me discuss about, you can say, where exactly is the Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh. So here it is, this is Maharashtra, and this is Madhya Pradesh, okay? This is MP and this is Maharashtra. So it was a Maharashtra government, Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation bus. So it was, and it was traveling in Madhya Pradesh. Somewhere here you will find Dhar district. So let me zoom it. Here is the Narmada river going here, okay? So Narmada river goes like this. And this entire region is called as Dhar district. You can see it here. Here it is. This is Narmada river. It goes something like this, and I mean, like this. This is Narmada river, and this is the border. Actually, if you see it carefully, this is the border of, here is Maharashtra, and here is Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and this is Dhar district. But okay, so the entire region is Dhar district. So somewhere here, maybe perhaps this incident happened where in Narmada river, this unfortunately this bus fell and 12 people died, unfortunately. Okay, yes. So just have an idea about it. Let's move on to another topic, and the next question actually is in front of you. That is the question number 2, which is in front of you, which says, who has been given the additional charge for of the governorship or of the governor of West Bengal? Your options are La Ganesan, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, R.N. Ravi, Manoj Sinha. Who is the right answer? What is the right answer to this question? My friend's father died in this incident. Oh, I'm very sorry. Alifia Yusuf, your friend's father has died. Okay, I'm very sorry, and we pray for that he should rest in peace. People are writing A. Aditi, Aradhya, Pandey, Sakshi, Tejas, Asmita, Yalifia, Shubham, Debadrita, Nipon, you all are right. La Ganesan is the right answer to this question. So basically there was an article in page number 4 of the Hindu. Here it is. Actually, so you can see it here. This is page number 4 of the Hindu, and on the top right here there was an article in today's The Hindu. They were talking about La Ganesan sworn in as Bengal governor. So if you read it carefully, if you read in detail, he is also the governor of another state. So what is the name of that state? Yes, Gargi Chaudhary has answered it. Vrinda has also answered it. He is already the governor of Manipur, and he has got the additional charge of governorship of West Bengal. It means one person can be governor of 2 states. Yes, earlier this provision was not there. Later on this provision was added. So now one person can be governor of 2 states. Yes, so you can see it here. He is the governor of Manipur, and he has got an additional charge of being a West Bengal governor also. So why he has got this charge? The reason is very simple, because recently the West Bengal governor has resigned. So I am asking one question in the live chat. Please tell me who was the West Bengal governor who resigned, and what is the reason why he resigned? Yes, very good. Rishi Khemnani has answered it. 7th constitutional amendment actually provided, in I think 1956 this was passed. It provided that there can be a person can be governor of more than 1 states. So that was provided in 7th constitutional amendment. Very good, Rishi. Yes. So West Bengal governor was who? So West Bengal governor was Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar. He resigned recently because President Kovind accepted Jagdeep Dhankar's resignation as West Bengal governor. Why? Because Jagdeep Dhankar is now the vice presidential candidate from BJP, right? Yes, good. Debadita, Aditya, Smita, Vrinda, Yashasvi, you all are right. Gargi are right. Yes. Vice president election ke liye he will be the candidate. So yes, that is what it says. So this is an article from 18 July. Just remember it. Okay, now let's discuss about editorial. Hopefully you all must have read it. So if you see on the top left here, it is written editorial page, right? So primarily there are 4 articles in editorial. Here is one, this is one, this is one, this is one, and these are letter to editor. So you are not supposed to read it. For examination point of view, it is not important. Why I am saying so? Because otherwise you can read it. But since you are preparing for the examination, you have to read very selectively only important things. These 2 articles are generally author based articles, and these 2 are authorless articles. Authorless editorial basically refers the opinion of the Hindu editors actually. That is what it says. So let's discuss about the top 2. So the top 2 is here and here. First, I will be discussing about this one. Okay, sharing power with the next generation, an article written by Mr. Arun Mehra. So you can read it. Many of you might have read this article, but the important sections of this article I have highlighted for you, and I will be explaining that. Okay, so let's see the first one. In this first passage actually, he has discussed that after First World War and Second World War was over, the world came up with a concept of United Nations headquartered in New York. And then another second thing which came up was in 1944 was Bretton Woods Institution, which led to the formation of World Bank, IMF, etc. Both are headquartered in Washington, DC. Okay, that is what this article says. And they further talked about the United Nations, you can say having 5-member Security Council and all. So he has discussed about this, that after Second World War, United Nations came, and one of the most powerful organ of United Nations is UN Security Council, where there are 5 members and all. The second thing that came was the Bretton Woods Institution, which was actually World Bank and IMF are called as Bretton Woods twins, which is headquartered in Washington, DC. So you can go and read it if you are interested. And another important thing which he discussed was here actually, and this is very important from contemporary perspective, or you can say current perspective, and that is that a new configuration, the G7, was formed in 1970s. I hope you are aware that he's talking about oil shocks. What happened was, I am giving you in short, and we are not going very much in the history, but what happened was somewhere around in 1970s, the oil prices was increased by Saudi Arab led nations and all. So in 1970s, that's called as oil shock. The price of oil suddenly shooted up, and that is why the G7 nations, after that, the result of that, G7 nations were formed. I hope you are aware of the 7 rich nations, or the 7 prosperous West nations. They were formed in 1970s. Actually, originally they were G6. Later on, Canada was added. And later, in fact, European Union is now also comes in the meeting of G7. And he further says that G7 further became G8, I think in 1990s, after Russia got added. Then in 2014, I hope you are aware, because of the Crimean Peninsula annexation by Russia, in 2014, Russia was sacked or removed from G8 to become G7. Yes, Anadi Sahu, very good. It was formed around 1975. This G7 was formed. Yes. Now the author says, the Mr. Arun Mehra says that G7 was later expanded to become G20. I hope you are aware that in 1999. G20 was formed, and in G20 other countries were also invited. So India is also there, China is also there, Russia is also there in G20. Now he says that the G7 nations want that Russia should be removed from G20 also. Yes, Tanishq Jain, very good. Anadi, yes, right. In 1990s, 97, 98, from G7 to G8, Russia became. Then in 2014, Russia was removed from G7. And Mr. Arun Mehra is saying that G7 nations want that even Russia should be removed from G20 also. And he says that India will be the chairman or head of G20 or the host of G20 next year. Okay. And hence, India has to be very careful to ensure that the group should remain together, because of course we have a lot of interest in Russia also. So we cannot make Russia angry also, right? So that is why we have to ensure that Russia should become the part of G20. This is what he says. Yes, Anisha Das, right. India is going to host G20 next year, and this year Indonesia will be hosting this summit. So whatever I have explained in this article, is it clear, guys? Everyone, if it is clear, please say yes, so that I can understand. I will move forward. So now the next article we'll be discussing is this one, Cart Before the Horse. This is a editorial. Let's see it here. Yes, in Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. Yes, correct, Shreya. Whoever is watching, please press the like button. We are seeing very less likes. So, ek bar everyone, please press the like button. Yes. We are seeing only 33 likes, 43 is watching. Everyone, please press the like button. The next is Cart Before the Horse. So, police should not arrest first and then fish for a possible offense. So, basically, recently some judgments were there. And I had discussed yesterday also, Chief Justice of India gave a speech in which he also discussed about this, that bail is the rule and jail is the exception, right? We have discussed about it. So when somebody is found in a case or somebody, so basically the judges want to say that police should not be in a hurry to arrest anyone. Okay, especially if the crime is not very grave, then of course, because yesterday we had discussed that there are 80% people inside the jail who are under trials, means the case is still going on, they have not got the bail. And that is why this editorial was there. Okay, yes. Now in the same editorial, a very important judgment of Supreme Court was being discussed, and this actually judgment comes in editorial again and again. Whatever comes in editorial again and again becomes important for your examination. Why I am saying so? Because yes, like for example, this year in CLAT, they asked question on BP Jeevan Reddy committee. Okay, and this was from the same, this editorial on the side, left side. From this editorial, this BP Jeevan Reddy committee, regarding AFSPA, which was mentioned in the Hindu, they directly copied it in the examination. So that is why understanding editorials, things which are coming in editorial again and again is very important. Yes, so in Supreme Court has already said in Arnesh Kumar case, it has laid down the principles to be followed while arresting, whether the police officer is supposed to arrest or not. Yes, so they have said section 41 and 41A of CRPC, Code of Criminal Procedure or CRPC needs to be followed before it. And it says, and police officer is required to record the reasons for arresting an accused and is expected to issue a notice of appearance in case of involving offences that attract a prison of less than 7 years. So that is what it says, that yes, the police officer should follow the Arnesh Kumar guidelines or the judgment of Supreme Court and this and all. So that is what it says. Now, these are the guidelines of the Supreme Court. Stating arrest should be an exception in cases where the punishment is less than 7 years of imprisonment. So it says, if a person is accused in something for which if he is convicted, his punishment will be less than 7 years. In that case, police should try not to arrest him. Only in certain exceptional circumstances, police should arrest. That is what it is said. And it should follow all the procedure of section 41, 41A of CRPC and all. That is what the Supreme Court said in this. I have explained in short. Okay, now let's discuss about one more thing in the same editorial. In the same editorial, if you go down, the Supreme Court in fact has talked about coming up with a bail act. A bail act means the parliament should pass an act called as bail act, in which crystal clear it should be mentioned that in this case bail, police should give bail very easily, and in this case police should not unnecessarily arrest and all. So that is what basically the idea is. Okay, so it is rewritten, you can say bail is the rule and its denial is the exception. That is what I discussed just now. In fact, yesterday also I discussed about it. Yes. Now let's talk about the same editorial page, but the downside two articles. On the downside of I can say second half of the editorial, there are two articles, the 5-day work, this one, and growth and welfare. So let's discuss about this one. Okay. Yes. So yes, this one, the 5-day work week might be fading away. So I'll be telling you the important aspects. No need to go much in detail. So they have said that instead of doing 5-day work, if we are shifting it to 4-day work, they said that they have done some research and all, and they have shown that if there is, instead of people working, those employees who are working 5 days, if they are working 4 days with exact same amount of time giving, then perhaps the efficiency will increase. For example, if you are working 5 days and every day you are giving 8 hours, so you are working 40 hours. In 4 days, if you are giving 10 hours, so you'll be giving 40 hours same time, but you will get 3 week off, that is, or 3 holiday. So according to them, working 4 days more better. That is what they have said. So they have said that in Microsoft run a trial for this, means they tried for some portion, some employee, 4-day trial, and they have found that they saw the 40% increase in worker productivity, and it increased the job satisfaction, because yes, they will get 3 days to enjoy the life and all. That is what you can say he has discussed. The second, he has said that this cannot be possible everywhere. For example, in case of hospitals, school, it is not possible. At least in hospital, it is not possible, because hospital may you have to be, if there is a nurse or a doctor attending 5 or 6 days, then on Saturday, Sunday, there should be some other doctors also, because it is a necessary service. So there should be everyone, either minimum amount of doctor, nurses should be present. That is what he says, that this idea of 4-day work or 5-day work cannot be implemented in necessary services. So that was it. No need to go much in detail about it. Yes, he is discussing about advantages and disadvantages of 4-day work, right, Shreya? Now let's discuss about this one, growth and welfare, this article. Okay. So basically, in this article, the Prime Minister has inaugurated actually. Initially, first it was talking about Prime Minister, you can say, criticizing the freebies and all. So unnecessary giving freebies and all is not a good idea. This is what is being mentioned. And then another it has been talking about is Bundelkhan Expressway was inaugurated by PM Modi recently. So where exactly it is? So let me show you. Here is. This is UP, Uttar Pradesh, the state of UP, and the south portion of UP, I mean this region is called as Bundelkhand region, okay. The portion of Uttar Pradesh which is having the border with Madhya Pradesh. So this is called as Bundelkhand region, and this Bundelkhand region is considered as backward as compared to the rest of the UP. So it is considered as generally backward region, or because of droughts and all, and not very high productivity of agriculture and all. So basically, and that is why they're talking about actually in this region, Bundelkhand Expressway was inaugurated. You can see, and the same, this is the south portion of UP, and you can see this red one is actually the Bundelkhand Expressway. Okay, so it connects Gonda village 9 NH35 in Chitrakoot district with Kudrail village on Agra Lucknow Expressway in Etawah district. So this is a Bundelkhand Expressway was inaugurated. So author says in this editorial that yes, it is a good idea, but he says that the Hindu editorials or the Hindu editors say that yes, we should focus more on goals like education, health, infrastructure also. So he's talking about, the author is saying that yes, we need to invest more, and there should be more and more scheme, more successful outcome in education and health also. That is what the author said. Okay. Now, before moving on, guys, there's a request. Please press the like button, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel also. From 22nd July, we are starting our paid courses for CLAT 2023. 200 plus hours of live classes, 330 plus recorded session, 45 mock test, 9,000 plus practice questions will be there. And CLAT Ignite magazines will be provided. So we are starting on 22nd July. Hurry up as soon as possible. Okay. Now, let's talk about op-ed page. So now we are talking about op-ed page. These two are articles which were important enough. So let's talk about this one. A revolt that could turn into a revolution. So no need to go much in detail, but whatever I'm discussing it, that is more than enough. So the author has talked about Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. I hope you are aware. He is Ranil Wickremesinghe, and the person in the photo you can see here. He is Ranil Wickremesinghe, and he is the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka as well as acting President of Sri Lanka once since the Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the president, has left the country and resigned. Okay, so He basically has announced the emergency and all, but it has not abolished the executive presidency. Yes, this is being criticized that there is a concept of executive presidency where a lot of power is in the hand of president, and that is not a good idea. Many people have criticized this of Sri Lanka. Okay, so he has said that this executive presidency has not been abolished yet, and Ranil Wickremesinghe has declared emergency. And many people have criticized it. What was the need to declare emergency and all? That is what it is. Okay. Yes. You can go and read more about it, but that is more than enough. Now let's talk about another article from here, India's climate imperative, and it is basically talking about here he has used the word man-made heat waves. So basically global warming is happening, and primarily it is because man-made. We are creating a lot of pollutions and all, and because of which we are seeing the rise of heat waves and all. So the author has discussed heat waves in Rajasthan, UP, Gujarat and New Delhi. So basically in this region actually we are seeing a lot of heat waves in India. This is what the author says. Okay, now, and he is talking about a huge torrential downpours. Torrential downpours means heavy rainfall in South India in 2021 was seen. So in South India we had seen, and a lot of cyclones are now coming in days because of, I think, the change in climate change and all. That is what he says. So he's talking about the wrath of Mother Nature. Wrath means anger, extreme anger of Mother Nature. So since humans have done so much pollution that the Mother Nature is angry, and that is why we are witnessing this. Anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means man-made global warming. Because of man-made causes, we are creating a lot of pollutions because of which global warming is happening. This is what the author has discussed. So we have here the author has discussed about the heat waves in India. But in the similar fashion, yesterday we discussed about this article where there were in Southwest Europe, we had seen the forest fire in France, Greece, Portugal, Spain. We had seen the forest fire, right? So in this region, have we discussed yesterday or not? So that is because of the same reason, Southwest Europe, you can say, because of the same reason, and the reason is global warming. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now let's talk about another article on page 10. And the page 10 of The Hindu talked about stalemate in India-China talk continues. Okay, China refuses to discuss Demchok and Depsang as India pushes for a comprehensive disengagement. So do you remember yesterday we discussed this article? India, China to hold 16th round of talks on Ladakh. Yesterday we discussed it, and today actually it came in the news that we have you can say stalemate continues. Stalemate means the talks is not conclusive. There is no conclusion in this talk. We are still you can say to conclude or reach to any conclusion. So that is what it says. No breakthrough, where it is written in the 16th Corps Commander, you can say, round of talks. There was no breakthrough, no final conclusion. Still you can say China refuses to discuss Demchok and Depsang as India pushes for comprehensive disengagement. We have discussed that here is Depsang, somewhere here you will find Demchok also. So they are unable to it. Okay. Yes, this is what was discussed. Now let's discuss. Yes, you can see no breakthrough in the 16th round of talks and all. So we have discussed about it. The talks happen in Chushul-Moldo border meeting on Indian side. It lasted for 12 hours. Yes, Shreya Singh has written they spoke for 12 hours. Yes. So Chushul-Moldo border yahin pe milega. Somewhere here you will find this. Let me show you in the map. Here is Chushul. Actually, this region is called as Chushul. And near to it you will find Moldo also. So here is this border is called as Chushul-Moldo border, this region. And in this border region, actually the 16th Corps Commander meeting happened. Against the 16th round of talks, you can say, happened from Indian military side and Chinese military side for 12 hours. But there was no breakthrough, no conclusion. That is what is being discussed. Okay. Yes. Now let's talk about, yes, here it is. Here is this is Ladakh Union Territory. You can see this one is Ladakh Union Territory. This is LAC, line of actual control, and here somewhere you will find this Chushul-Moldo border, where actually the 16th Corps Commander meeting or talks happened. Okay. Now Let's discuss about one more thing. Yes, this was in the news. Supreme Court to hear in July 21 plea to worship Shivling in, you can say this, the mosque in Gyanvapi Mosque and all. So that was in the news. So it was, we have discussed. Now if we go down, there was one more article, this and these two. These are important ones. Minority status in India is state dependent, says the Supreme Court. We had discussed, let me zoom this one. We had discussed previously also many times, but still we are discussing it. Supreme Court in its many previous judgment has said that whenever we talk about minority is state-wise, not country-wise. For example, and in fact, the Constitution recognized two types of minority. One is linguistic minority, if you read Article 29 and all. Another is religious minority. So the Supreme Court itself says that if you are a majority in one state, you can be a minority in another state. For example, let's say Hindus are minority in this Ladakh, Mizoram, Lakshadweep, Kashmir, Nagaland and all. Similarly, you can be a linguistic minority. Let's say you are from North India. Let's say I'm giving an example. Let's say you are from North India, from Bihar. So you are a Hindi speaker. If you go to South India, let's say in Tamil Nadu, you become a linguistic minority because you'll find minority population speaking Hindi and majority population is speaking Tamil in Tamil Nadu. Yes, so that is called as linguistic minority. So this is what the Supreme Court has said, that at one place you can be a minority, at another place you can be a majority also, right? That is what it says. So basically you have to make it state-wise. In fact, previously also in many judgments of Supreme Court has already said that minorities should be decided on the basis of a state, not at the India level. Yes. Is it clear, guys? Yes. Okay. Now, another article was DGCA asked airlines to depute engineers at airport. DGCA is the Directorate General of Civil Aviation. And why they have said so? Because we have witnessed recently a lot of emergency landings. Like for example, 1 or 2 days back, we saw this news, Indigo plane diverted to Pakistan due to technical problem. Have you seen this report 2 days back? So basically, Sharjah Hyderabad flight was diverted to Karachi because of some defect in one engine. So yes, here is India. So here is Hyderabad and here is Sharjah. Sharjah is a city in United Arab Emirates. So basically this Indigo airline was traveling from Sharjah to Hyderabad, but because of some technical fault, it was diverted here. Here is somewhere you will find Karachi, somewhere here. Okay, it's a port city. So instead of going to Hyderabad, because of some technical fault, it was diverted to Karachi and landed in Karachi. And that is why it was in the news. And in fact, not only that, before that, yesterday you must have seen this news that in Delhi High Court, someone filed a petition that SpiceJet Airlines should be stopped because we saw a lot of incidents. In 17 days, 7-8 incidents happened of a SpiceJet of emergency landing and all. So that is why, in fact, after 5th July, I think 1-2 more happened. So I think 8-9 emergency landing of SpiceJet happened in the last 20-25 days. So that is why it was very much in the news. The DGCA was very much in the news. Yes, Arun Kumar is DGCA. Very good. Devadrita, good. Huh? Yes. So SpiceJet gets DGCA notice and all. It was very much coming in the news. Now the next is question number 3, which says recently Bhupendra Singh passed away. Who was he? Your options are a singer, classical dancer, film director, journalist. What is the right answer to this question? I'm waiting for your answers. What is the right answer, guys? Your options are singer, classical dancer, film director, journalist. Yes. So he was actually a singer. Yes, A is the right answer. Gargi is right. Yashasvi, Anadi, Gargi, Debadrita, Vrinda, Radhya, Nisha, Smita, Preeti, Shreya, you all are right. He was a singer, guitarist. Bhupendra Singh passed away. And there was an article in 12 page. Yes, you can see it here. Eminent singer and guitarist Bhupendra Singh passed away recently. Okay, he was born in Amritsar, but grew up in Delhi's West Patel Nagar. That is what it was there. Okay, just remember it. And there was one more article talking about here panel on MSP natural farming setup. So here you can see it here, minimum support price. It's called as minimum support price. So a panel was set up and the chairman is former Union Agriculture Secretary Sanjay Agarwal will be the chairman of this, who will look into the issue of minimum support price. So I hope you are aware that one of the demands of the farmers in the protest were that to give legal backing to MSP and all. So that is why it was very much in the news. Okay, some homework from my side. Go and find out which committee recommends MSP and which committee or which institution actually declares MSP. That is what my question is. Which committee recommends MSP and which one actually finally declares that this should be the MSP? And then how many crops MSP is given? Okay, these are my questions. Go and find out. Okay. Another article on world page was Ranil declared emergency ahead of vote. We have discussed these things and all. We have seen already, you can say 3 times emergency in Sri Lanka. So we have already discussed these things. Then another article on business page, an important article was here. Russia said to seek Indian oil payments in UAE dirham. So basically Russia has said that if Russia is exporting to India, to some Indian customers, it was asking UAE actually dirham. This is the dirham, or you can say the currency of UAE. So Russia is saying, please pay us in UAE dirham and not in dollar or any other currency. So basically, if India will be paying in, let's say Russia is sending us oil or natural gas, and we are sending it dirham, UAE dirham, then perhaps Russia will be doing trade with dirham. Here is UAE, this one is UAE, United Arab Emirates. So if Russia has to buy anything from UAE, it can pay in the same dirham. That is what the idea is. Okay, it might has to buy some product from UAE. So for that he might be using, or the Russia might be using dirham or needing dirham. So that is why actually they were asking, Russia were asking India to pay in UAE dirhams. Okay, Emirati currency and all. Okay, guys, on 22nd July we are starting our course. 200 plus live classes, 330 plus recorded video, 45 plus mocks, 9000 plus practice questions, and CLAT Ignite monthly GK magazines will be given. So this is all about today's class. Please press the like button, share and subscribe to our channel also. Everyone, please press the like button.